Hello and welcome back to another episode of Geek with Glasses. Today's episode is going to be all about the fall Apple event that just concluded, and I spent the last hour or so taking copious notes about all of the new features and new releases between the two devices that they made announcements today. So let's jump right in and just do a quick video recap of exactly what we expect to see soon as far as new iPhone devices. So if you've been following any of the rumor sites out there, we've been seeing pictures and videos of a new iPhone 5C and a new iPhone 5S. Myriads of colors, a bunch of new specs. Both of those things have been confirmed. Essentially what we're looking at is iOS 7 was the first thing that was covered in the keynote today. And iOS 7 is going to be available officially for download for your devices on September 18th. And you'll be able to use iOS 7 on iPhone 4 or later, the iPad 2 or later to include the iPad mini, and the iTouch 5th generation devices. So iOS 7, September 18th, you should be all set to download on those days. The iPhone 5C was the next big, the big announcement that they made, and this was the rumored, middle field, less expensive iPhone, so that you could get into not buying the top of the line, but still, be able to afford to get into an iPhone device. They're no longer going to discount the iPhone 5. As a matter of fact, they didn't formally announce it, but it looks like the iPhone 5 is going to go away. They're just not going to be able to buy it from Apple anymore. I'm sure you'll be able to find iPhone 5s from people that are selling on eBay and Craigslist, other places like that. But the iPhone 5 is no longer going to be a production model by Apple. And again, that was not specifically confirmed, but they specifically stated that they were not going to be price dropping the iPhone 5. Instead, we're going to get the iPhone 5C. So a little bit of info about the iPhone 5C. It'll come in 5 different colors: white, it's kind of a pinkish red, lime green, blue, and yellow. And it's going to have an 8 megapixel camera running the A6 chip with the Retina 4-inch display. So essentially, it's an iPhone 5. Pretty much the same specs as what you get with the iPhone 5. It's just going to have that new colored polycarbonate case, aka plastic case, with metal framing on the inside. It's a pretty cool looking device. They're also going to be offering a myriad of colored cases that you can get to complement it. Cases are going to sell for $29. iPhone 5C is going to sell for $99 for a 16 gigabyte version and $199 for a 32 gigabyte version. Again, these are based on 2-year contracts. So the next thing that came into play was the iPhone 5S. And what we're looking at specs-wise is pretty cool improvement. It's going to come in 3 different colors: iPhone 5S, black and slate, white and silver, white and gold. Some are calling it champagne. It is going to actually feature an A7 processor. It's the world's first 64-bit processor in a mobile phone. This is really cool, but at the same time, I honestly don't think we're going to really see too many manufacturers actually taking advantage of the 64-bit processing power for a while. It's going to take developers a while to change their code to truly manipulate the 64-bit, but it's there. So you're going to start seeing 64-bit processors in your mobile devices from all of Apple's competitors, as well as all of the future Apple devices that'll be coming out. Hopefully we'll see the new 64-bit proc in any new iPad 5 that we're going to hopefully see an announcement here soon. The one thing is that all Apple native apps will be reprogrammed and coded in 64-bit. So you will get those performance improvements with that new 64-bit processor from Apple native apps. They're claiming that it is currently twice as fast as the iPhone 5, and I'm seriously looking forward to getting mine. I'm going to do a very comprehensive speed test between my existing 5 and the new 5S when it comes available, so stay tuned for those videos. There's a new chip. It's a brand new chip that is actually going to be in the iPhone 5S, and they're calling it an M7. This is a motion processor. This is a full-time continuous motion sensing processor. It's got a gyroscope, an accelerometer, as well as a compass. Essentially what they're billing this as your Nike bands, all your new, all the companies out there that are making different wearable tech that syncs with apps on your phone to give you all of that fitness information. The new M7 processor is embedded into the phone, will alleviate the fact for you to have a Nike band or any other band or heart rate monitor. Well, heart rate monitor doesn't really count, but these motion sensing devices that you wear and you sync with your iPhone to get your workout information is now going to be built into the phone. That's actually pretty cool. I'm looking forward to testing that out. Some of the new features of the iPhone 5S as well is the brand new camera. Being the photog that I am, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to go all the way down to an f2.2 aperture. For those of you who don't know, what that means is much better low light capability. So low light pictures are going to be a lot crisper and hopefully have a lot less noise in them, and we'll get better low light capability as well. They're also going to be throwing 15% larger sensor in there. Now, it's a tiny sensor to begin with, but hey, 15%, it's an improvement. Makes for better, crisper, sharper images. They're advertising the True Tone Flash, and what this is we've been seeing these rumored pictures of the flash being elongated. It's not just a perfect little circle, it's kind of an oval. What that is actually two separate flashes with two different color profiles. One is cool and one is warm. The software in the iPhone 5S is supposed to essentially auto white balance based on your environment. So if you're in a room that's red, it's going to auto white balance to that. And then the flash, if you take a flash shot, is going to mix between the two different intensities of the two different flashes to supposedly give you true tone flash capability. So that's what they're advertising for two-tone flash. They actually made a pretty funny statement, which if you're following my Twitter account, you saw. They claim that the iPhone 5S is DSLR-like, which I think is pretty ludicrous. But anyway, I don't know how you can get DSLR quality out of a sensor that this is this big versus this big, but that's besides the point. A new burst capability. We'll be able to take 10 frames per second in burst mode. Pretty cool for your action guys. And the thing that I think is going to be really impressive is 120 frame per second slow-mo shooting at 720p. That'll be very fun to play with. I'm looking forward to playing around with that. And then the big thing, the big rumor that everybody's been seeing, and we just got leaked photos of this new sensor and this new capability for the home button, has been confirmed. They're calling it Touch ID. We no longer have to swipe to unlock our phone and put in a passcode. It'll be fingerprint ID. Supposedly it learns. The more you use it, the better it learns your fingerprint. You'll be able to use your fingerprint to authenticate onto the App Store, the iTunes library as well. So if you're purchasing new music, purchasing new apps, purchasing new ringtones, no more having to type in that password, which is awesome because iOS 7 was supposed to have brought us a feature where we would no longer have to type in a password for free apps, but I find myself having to do it all the time. And then multiple fingerprints. So, one of the big questions is, well, I'm married, I have a wife. What if my wife needs to use my phone or my son needs to use my phone for whatever reason? How do they get in if they don't have my thumb? We're going to be able to actually use multiple fingerprints. I'm curious to know how many, but multiple fingerprints. Price points for these new phones are going to be typical standard Apple price points, $199, $299, $399, 16 gig, 32 gig, 64 gig respectives. They're also going to be offering a slew of new cases for the iPhone 5S as well, $39 for the cases, for the Apple branded cases. And what we're looking for is pre-order dates of this coming Friday, Friday the 13th, which that ought to be a nightmare. It's just because it's always a nightmare, and hey, it's added on to Friday the 13th. Pre-orders this Friday the 13th, purchasing available next Friday the 20th. So if you're not going to pre-order your phone, you'll be able to go stand in line and start buying them on the 20th. And that's pretty much it. That's what Apple made the announcement. They brought out a musician to do some work afterwards and perform, and that's what we're looking at right now. A couple of things that I would have liked to have seen is NFC. I think NFC with that thumbprint would have been awesome. And obviously everybody wanted a bigger screen, but they didn't give it to us. So there's a couple of small letdowns, but overall I think the new iPhone 5S is going to be a pretty cool new device. Stay tuned for, I'll be pre-ordering mine on Friday. I'll get it in, hopefully I'll get it in on the 20th, and I'll do an unboxing. And then I'm going to do a couple of comparison videos of comparing the speed against an iPhone 5 and a bunch of new iPhone 5S type videos. So stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions or comments about anything, or if you've just got some things that you want to get off your mind in regards to the new iPhone 5S, go ahead and put that in the comment section below. And one last thing, I've got a couple of really cool new things that I'm in the works for, so stay tuned for some announcements on my Facebook page as well as Twitter. Again, that's twitter.com/geekwithglasses and facebook.com/geekwithglasses. Thanks a lot for watching, and y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.